Hi, this is Dr. Lorene Richards Usher with year 31 learning sessions for this learning series of 52 learning series for this year 2025 under the theme Visionary Parenting. So parents, this week we're going to be looking at cultivating a growth mindset in your child. We mentioned this a little bit in the last session that we did last week. And today we're going to look at it in a more in-depth way. And so, what is actually mindset? So, mindset is a set of beliefs that shape how we make sense of the world and ourselves. So, we have two types of mindsets. We have the fixed mindset and we have the growth mindset. The fixed mindset actually believes ability are static. Wow. And then the growth mindset believes that abilities can be developed. So which one of the two would you like your children to develop? And which one do you think you as a parent should model to your children? And this is what I think. The fixed mindset is important for us, for you as a parent, to help to develop in your children or your child. So, what is a fixed mindset? No, I am not saying it right here. Let me fix this. A fixed mindset is not the one that you want your children, or is not the one that I want my children to actually develop. The fixed mindset is the one that we should eradicate completely from our guidance and our training when we're training our children. All right, let me repeat this because I kind of mix it up just now. I need to repeat this because I need this to set in your mind. The fixed mindset is not the mindset that you want to develop in your children. That's not the mindset that you want to actually develop as well. Because look at what the fixed mindset is all about. I can't do this. As a matter of fact, this word in my home, from I starting out with my children, they're not supposed to use that. Not even my husband, I allow to use that word. I cannot do this. That's in our home, that's a bad word. I can't do this. We don't use that word in our home. And I'm going to encourage you also not use that word in your home. All right. So a fixed mindset avoids challenges. It gives up easily. People that have fixed mindset, and I'm sure that I am saying this now, you're already, wow, I know you're already saying in your mind, I know people who, I know parents who are like this. I have a friend who is like this. I am sure that you're thinking that way. All right. And people with fixed mindset they feel threatened by others' success. Have you seen that? We call it jealousy. But in actuality, what it is, they feel threatened because they looked at somebody else that have a growth mindset and they wish they had that quality. And so they don't want to be around people, they don't want to be around other parents that have that growth mindset because they feel threatened by others' success. Okay? So let's look at the other type of mindset, and that is the growth mindset. And this is actually the type of mindset that we need to emulate as parents. So you need to develop this first, parents, because you find out that a lot of grown adults right now, this can resonate with them when they look back in their childhood. They actually see that they did not grow up with this type of mindset. And it took them a long time and a long journey to actually reach to this position where they start developing up a growth mindset. And even so, it is so difficult for them. And I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying because I've been an administrator for over 12 years now, an educator in the classroom for a long time, administrator for over 12 years, where I manage staff and parents. These staff, their parents, their teacher teaching children. And you find that a lot of them do not possess this type of mindset, a growth mindset. They're just fixed. They're static, meaning that, you know what the word static means? It means that there's no movement, no growth, no vision, no creativity. And it has been a hard journey for me as an administrator to kind of help to eradicate that type of mindset. And mind you, it cannot be eradicated that easily to change somebody' mindset unless they want to change it. And so I want to encourage you, parents, to get in the habit to start developing up a growth mindset if you have children or if you are planning to have children. And this is what it looks like. I can't do this yet. You see the difference? You might not able to do something, but that word yet means, and it's telling you that one day you are going to get it done. But at the present moment, you can't get it done, or you don't know how to get it done. But you're looking in the back of your mind, you're telling yourself, you know what? I am going to learn this. And that is why you have to use that word yet, because that word yet is empowering your mind to get it done. I remember when I was 21 years old, it's a long time ago, I told myself, that was just when I was finishing college, I told myself, I want to learn to drive, and I will learn to drive. At the age of 22, I got married. And at the time, my husband, he was what, 26? He had a car. And so I mentioned this to him that I want to learn to drive. And he said to me, okay, some evenings when I'm, available, I'll take you out. All right. It took me out 2 times, and that was the end of it. Because in his head, he said, no, that's not the way how to drive. I don't think you're going to learn this, Lorene, because you're not doing this the right way. And you have to consider if you really want to learn to drive, or, a long, long, long story. And I listened to him because in my head, I knew I am going to learn it because I love to embrace challenges. When I embrace challenges, and if you notice, I have that there in the notes. When you embrace challenges or you face that challenge, It gives you an extra energy. That adrenaline just wake up, and that's what happened. And I took the car on my own because at the time we were living in his country. And it so happened that one of the police officers was one of our neighbors. So I used to take the car and drive. Probably he see me as his neighbor, and he thought that okay, she has a license, so he didn't bother me. And I would drive myself around the neighborhood. I remember vividly that one evening they had a police checkpoint. That's how they call it. And when I saw that, I saw all the cars line up. I was coming, all the cars line up. And I said, wow, police checkpoint. Oh my gosh, what I'm going to do now? I don't have my license. And when I look carefully, was my neighbor. When he saw me, you know what he did? He waved. I said, okay, because I put myself out there and challenge myself to get it done. And not only challenge myself to get it done, keep trying. Keep trying, parents. And this is what you need to do with your children. You see that picture there with the father and the son? He is inspiring his son, giving a fist bump because he was so happy. Probably the son was trying or he was challenging something. He keep trying and he got through with it. And you see the expression of the father and the son. Look at this face of the son. He's so happy. All right. And also, one of the things that you need to do, parents, for yourself as a parent, and also to model this to your children, is to be inspired by others' success. If others can be successful, you can be successful. If others, parent, children are successful, your children also can be successful. Be inspired by that and help your children to acquire that success as well. Right? And so a growth mindset also stated by psychology Dr. Carol Dweck. She believed that growth mindset is the abilities and intelligence, and that can be developed through dedication. It can develop through effort, and it can develop by learning. All right. This is what contrasts with a fixed mindset because you can develop this through dedication. Just dedicate yourself to it. All right. Put the effort in and try to learn. Keep learning. Keep learning. And you see how your children can be successful. I have a little boy in the second grade. Yes, he's in the second grade. And he's having a little challenges with his reading. There are actually three of them that are having this challenge. And the teacher been working with them, and she's always giving me an update what is going on. Two of them are girls, and then this one, little boy. And the girls, they challenge themselves. One, her weakness is math. The other one, her weakness is reading. And so they start competing against each other, because the teacher have them repeating, I can't do this yet, but I am going to get it done. And she challenged them. And one of the girl, she did her final test on the reading, she got 100. The other one, she got a 95 on her math. This little boy, the classmate, who also had this challenge with his reading, He sat there and his mindset was a fixed mindset. And you know what? When was his turn to do the test? He sat there, he went blank, and he just did not put any effort in it. The teacher asked, but we went over this over and over and over again. Why is it that you can't get it done? You know what was his answer? I can't. I don't know how to do it. And he just put down his pencils, put down his paper. And then that little girl that got the 100 on her reading, she said to him, you can get it done. It was difficult for me and I did it. And if I could do it, you can do it. Take the pencil up and get it done. And he looked at her. She challenged him. He looked at her and do you believe, parents, that he got it done? It's just a matter. Sometimes we even have to have their peers challenge them to get things done. Great. They can learn. They just want us to be there for them, challenge them, and teach them how. Model it. Model it. Okay, let's look at the science behind the mindsets. All right. The brain, the plasticity of the brain. All right. Our brains grow through effort. Listen to this, parents. Our brain don't grow by us telling our children, oh, you're smart. That is motivating them. Yes, all of that is good. But you know what actually motivate them more? They grow through effort. Empower them and applaud them when they make that effort, just like that little boy when he made the effort, his classmate, you know, applaud him, and it made him feel great about himself. What we praise and model, it impacts the brain development. The mindsets shape motivation, resilience, and achievement. You know that the brain is like a muscle, parents. The brain is actually a muscle. And how it grows stronger is when we use it. So you even try it as a parent and teach your children to use their brains. Force them to use it because the brain is a muscle, and the more you use it, the more it grows. Use age appropriate books. Use videos or even drawings to show how the neurons grow when we try new things. This is so important, parents. I'm going slow today because I want you to actually own this lecture. This session today is so very important. You know, I love to talk about the brain because the brain is a powerhouse, that sends signals to every organs in our body. And we need to use it. We're not using it as we supposed to. Okay? So what is your role as a parent in this? We're talking about mindsets. We're talking about growth mindsets, and we're talking about fixed mindsets. So this is your role, parents, because the ultimate mindset that you want your children to develop is the growth mindset. So you as a parent, your role is to model growth mindset behaviors. If you are getting mad over simple things, if you're cursing over simple things, if you're not trying and you just give up over simple things, you're not helping your children, you're not guiding them, you're on a fixed mindset. You cannot model a growth mindset like that for your children. All right? So praise the effort, not the intelligence. Praise the effort that is put in. Praise them. See the mother talking to her daughter. She's praising, talking to her about something that she did. Look at her face, the daughter face. It looks so pleasant. She's so happy that her mom is praising her for the effort that she did. Because that effort that she did, that's what makes her smart. Okay? Normalize mistakes and learning from failure. Normalize mistakes and learning from failure. All right? You're not perfect, parents. Your children are not perfect. So sometimes you're going to make mistakes. Learn from that mistakes. You must not repeat that same mistake. Not it's a mistake because you learn from it. Okay? Use growth-oriented language. What is this? What this means? Growth-oriented language. Look at this father helping his son with the homework. That was a tough problem. That's the conversation he's having with his son. That was a tough problem. What strategy can you try next? You see, this is a growth-oriented language, not a negative one. The reality is the problem was tough. And so the dad is asking him because the father wants him to think. All right? Because when he thinks, he's going to analyze it on his own. So the father is asking, what strategy can you try next? Mistakes help us grow. And we mentioned that earlier. We learn from our mistakes. You worked hard on that. That's the conversation he's having with his son. You worked hard on that. All right. So he's acknowledging to his son that he really worked hard on whatever problem he's doing. Probably is a math problem or I don't know, probably a reading comprehension question or whatever it is. Let's figure it out together. Parents, you see how you come in now to guide your son or your daughter because they might be having a tantrum. It's too hard. I can't get it done using the word, which is the fixed mindset. But here the dad is telling him, you worked hard on it, you know? So let's figure it out together. That's better. Some more growth-oriented language. So you have an exercise this week, and I want you to convert these fixed mindset statements into growth mindset. We have three of them, three statements. All right. And number one is, I am terrible at math. What would you say for a growth mindset? I'm not going to tell you. You figure it out. Number two, this is too hard. How would you tell your child in a growth language? I'll never be good at this. If you hear your son or your daughter say these words, how can you correct it for it to be a growth language? And as I often say, parenting is difficult. Parenting is hard because you're forming characters. You are helping children to become responsible adults. You're helping children to become successful in life. And so it requires you, parents, to be it requires you to be, and I'm pausing on this because, when I think about it as a parent, it was not easy for me. But now that I look back, I ask myself, how did I do this? And how I did it, I was just consistent. and intentional. Because I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, and you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. I just want to say thank you. Thank you again for listening. Thank you again for just taking some time to participate in this learning session. And I know that you're doing your journals. I know that you are conscious of what is going on here. And I know that you are doing much better in your parenting. How do I know? Because I know. Because here at Parenthood Consultancy Services, we are championing parents for legacy success. And as usual, I usually invite you every Thursday evening at 7 o'clock from 7 to 8. We are here on live where you can come on with us and you can ask all the questions, all the inquiries that you have, and just do your consultancy. This is free for you. Take advantage of it because we're here to support you. Thank you so much.